Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to I'm keeping it. Knock on the Coffin Lid, Nightmares of Millenis. It is a, so Knock on the Coffin Lid is a very story-based roguelike deck builder in a good way. And then Nightmares of Millenis is a new DLC that just came out. I think it's $10, and it adds a whole bunch of width to the game, as far as I can tell. Specifically adding a lot more outcomes to various events, and potentially even new endings to the game. So rather than being a much more like mechanical DLC that just adds some extra playable characters and whatnot, it instead just adds just more things to encounter on a run, more variety, which I feel like is a good thing. Anyway, I played the 1.0 last year, had a very good time with it. Accidentally beat a run, which you're kind of not supposed to. The game's pretty hard. What kind of difficulty? Oh, I'll probably stick to normal and we'll go from there. But yeah, we won with Percival and kind of became, I think it was king, I forget the ending. And we unlocked Bjorn, who is one of the elves, and the elves in this one are a little bit more like blue, which is actually kind of neat. So we're just gonna play Bjorn and see how this goes. I think we might be like a weird berserker elf. Yeah, this demon guide knocks on the coffin and wakes people up from being dead.
Where am I? What is this place? Who's here?
Wake up, you cursed spawn. New great deeds are waiting for you.
Mortis, where are we?
In the tomb of Ingvar, not far from where he died.
Right, and what are we doing here?
Sigismund lied to you. The antidote was fake, and you were poisoned along with everyone else.
Don't play with me. Why would he kill me? And why am I alive now?
Why did he kill you? Ask Sigismund. He decided you had to share the fate of the others. I thought you'd want to get your revenge, so I resurrected you. That's why you're alive now.
Thanks, but I have more important concerns.
Your curse, I know. I'll rid you of it if you kill Sigismund.
He too promised to heal me, but instead, he apparently poisoned me.
That's beyond his power. He was lying to you. But I can do it. I'll break the curse as easily as I brought you back to life.
Then do it now. I'll swear on anything you want.
I'll do whatever you want. I'd gladly tear that traitor's throat out.
If I cure you, how will you kill him? You will fail without your lichen strength.
Let's say you're right. But I'm not going to pretend that I believed you.
First, take revenge, then heal yourself. By the way, if you don't agree, you'll end up back in your cozy little coffin. Do we have a deal?
Do I have to say yes?
Go, Bjorn, until we meet again. Everything will repeat until you've completed the journey to its end.
So I can kill them all, as many times as I want.
I knew you'd like it.
I feel like we're looping this intro a couple of times here. All right, there we go. All right, so this is...
Could it be that Sigismund killed me just because he couldn't keep his word and cure me?
I've never heard his confession, but I believe that is the case. You would have never forgiven his deception.
Not for the world. Mind you, I wouldn't forgive your deception either.
I understand that completely. If you don't disappoint me, I'll return the favor.
Deal.
Okay, I'm having a doozy of a time with this one, so I think I might actually just try, I've thrown this game on easy mode. For people that want to see me lose 2 runs in a row or more, I will have them up as members only. So how do we want to do this one. I keep going this direction and keep failing pretty miserably. So maybe might go a different direction, see where I can go. We've got 2 unknown events that are going to have me fight harder things here. A lot of hard things here, actually. So why don't we take this route and go straight down? I'm still curious what this thing does. I've forgotten. And yeah, there's also a merchant if I want to do a merchant, but it's too early in the run to actually have enough money to afford going to a merchant, so we're just going to leave it alone. Fight a pig, and see what we can do. Okay, instinctive, bonus damage if it's bleeding, inflict more bleeding, more bloodletting, and then we can just kill it before it even gets at me. Whoa, I have way more HP on easier difficulty. That's fine. So if you haven't seen this game before, it is, ooh, when dealing HP damage, more bleeding, burn, restore HP is actually kind of good. I just want to scale a bunch of bleeding. This character is pretty good with it. Okay, yeah, if you haven't seen this game before, it is a pretty standard roguelike deck builder with a couple of twists that I really like. First and foremost, it actually is a gear and equipment system. So if you notice, my character has 2 axes equipped. If you find a different item, it will show up on your character model. So if I get armor, my character will wear armor. If he's using brass knuckles, he would be fighting with brass knuckles. And I think that is extremely cool. Not enough games, like, really have that level of polish. You know, it's usually just not worth the effort. I remember when I was a kid being extremely excited when I'd see games that actually had, like, your equipment carry over. I think I'm going to give myself ward just because, lose some HP, do some damage. Okay. I'll just do will to live just because. I think the bear actually bleeds to death before I can do anything to make perfect. Let's see, combat. Beast, 2 damage. Deal 2 damage. Damage delta HP causes 3 bleeding. This beast, only playable in lichen form. Draw it upon turning into a lichen. That's interesting. This also just forcibly shapeshifts me. I could try combat. Be interesting if I could have like a reserve deck of lichen cards. A huge gray-maned wolf stood downwind from me, sniffing for a long time, trying to determine who's in front of him, rival or prey. His pack circled nearby, awaiting their leader's decision. Out of respect for his gray mane, I waited patiently, although I knew for sure they would attack in the end. So the other thing that I really like about this game is, unlike other roguelike deck builders where it's totally randomized, the map is actually fixed in this one. Normally that would actually be a serious problem and kind of boring. But in this one, I love it because it ends up being kind of more of a weird choose-your-own-adventure novel where you know the outcomes of everything, so it's more about like optimizing which paths you take and who you fight along the way. Okay, so I am not beast. That's not enough, so we can't do that one. I think that I'm going to turn into a beast if they hit me, though. So it seems like he's summoning more, so who knows. But so every single event will have multiple outcomes, some good, some bad. It varies pretty heavily. Okay, there's combat. So we take out the alpha, and the rest of them go away. Well, that's easy. Okay, ferocious card, burn, restore 5 HP. Deal 6 damage, restore 1 HP per scarring. Next Curse of Lichen will balm instead of blight. I'm actually going to grab readiness. That one's extremely good. What do we have? Vampire boots. Dealing health damage. Restore 2 health if they have less than half health. Robber's knife. Gain 10 gold upon dealing health damage with an attack once per turn. And Berserk Axe. Upon killing an enemy, 20 damage all enemies. Lose 10 health. Deal each enemy 8 damage. I like the Robber's Knife if only because that gets me cash. And it has a set bonus. So let's equip that. I don't know what it replaced, but hey. We also get a huge Fang. Upon dealing health damage, inflict bleeding. Upon taking health damage, gain 3 bleeding. I'm going to take it, but I'm going to unequip it. Well, I thought I took it. Question mark? Doesn't matter. Alright, pair of dwarves. Let's see. Give him bleeding. So unfortunately, these guys do more damage if I do 2 attacks in the same, 2 cards of the same type in a row. So I have to kind of mix and match them. I think the fights are even predictive. Like, I think it's the same fights every time, too. Alright. And then that turns me into a lichen. I don't think I want to take 20 damage here. So, I guess I should probably also explain this character. I have some experience with them, but you people watching this will not. So I'm gonna just hit him a bunch. So this character is a werewolf. He freaks out and turns werewolf on the regular. It is both good and bad as it scales his... Okay. As it scales his strength and healing. However, he also gains more and more curses the longer he stays in werewolf mode. Ooh. Gain a gold for every 20 gold you have. Beast, 4 damage, gain a copy in the discard pile, or insatiability is funny. I think it's probably terrible for this. Because it would only get me 15 gold. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to actually do that. But yeah, so each and every one of these events has one of these like fully illustrated and animated little event scenes. And often there's multiple outcomes too. Though I guess in this case, maybe not so much so. Though I think you can even like look at it. So for example, a powerful thirst, we've seen both outcomes for that one. We don't know about this one. Down with idols, there's 8 different outcomes for that one. Ferocious bear, there's 2. Dwarven loot, there's 2. Guard outpost, there's 2. And sometimes it just devolves into a fight just because. The semi-intelligence of trolls sometimes makes them completely unpredictable. One of them apparently decided to bring elves and dwarves to the negotiating table by force. A rational being acts reasonably, an unintelligent being acts unreasonably. But you never know what a half-wit will take to his head. There must be some shady story behind all this, no doubt. No doubt you can't expect anything from a troll. But how did he get the idea of reconciling the dwarves with the elves? Someone put him up to it. Well, if you must know, you can ask the bound-up elf. He was still alive, I think. Was he? Strange you didn't finish him off. Well, we have to fight the troll. We have no choice. Are you dwarf or elf? Okay. Let's see. So 2 attacks in a turn makes him furious. I think the sad thing is I pretty much just am going to wail on him. I have no other choice. I don't know what furiousness does exactly. Okay, he's going to do double damage. Increase when too complicated. Increase when playing cards. Reset when playing 2 cards of the same type in a row. Greater than 4 changes to dimwit. Alas. It can't really do much here. He'll just hit me for 16. Luckily, we've got healing. But yeah, so this character, beyond just being a werewolf, a lot of his cards, rather than having like an energy system, like in Slay the Spire, this character's cards either cost health, or they cost these pips. So while I'm in werewolf mode, see how this costs 2 of these diamonds? Let's see. So I can use those until I turn back into a real boy. And then everything switches back to health cost. Should check. What does composure do? Oh, it just adds a Scourge of the Lichen to the discard pile. Well, that's not helpful. Okay, we're trying to finish this guy off, if possible. A little tricky. He's got health. I guess mostly he just had healing. But yeah, so unlike the first starting character, this character doesn't do too well with like defensive or armor-based builds. So instead it's all about just doing as much damage as you possibly can, as quickly as possible. Deal 5 damage if the target is bleeding, take away strength. Dichotomous card. Select one of the effects. Inflict with 3 bleeding on all enemies or gain 10 scarring for every... I'm going to go for sepsis, though. Being able to reduce strength on bleeding enemies is extremely good. When dealing HP damage, inflict poison. Every third gains 5 HP and 1 poison. Get robber's boots. And we also get a troll ear. Balm is triggered twice. Hopefully we actually took it this time. Why are we not taking those? I have no idea. I'm here. Why is this? Oh, it's because I have no idea. I don't know why this is highlighted. I can't go over there. Alright, so we're gonna... Chest. Chest gives me a bunch of gold. And a horned helmet. Gain armor. Burn, stun all enemies. I mean, I'll take it. Might as well equip it. I don't think I had anything else on my head. Oh, there was a path here. I just missed it. That's fine. We want to go this direction. Events are more interesting anyway. I met a fellow in misery. My dear tribesmen set mad lichens on dwarves, as if the former were worthless dogs and not their blood brothers. I recognize the hypocritical elves, that is. Their strained kindness and justice are worth nothing when it comes to poor souls, things like me. Didn't edit one of those out. Who are, you see, a disgrace to their noble kinsmen. Unfortunately, this lichen had completely lost his remaining sanity, and I couldn't even calm him down. Another elite fight. Our curse will be eternal. Okay. So, kind of same deal. Now, share the pain, combat, pickpocket, and jab. So every time I gain gold, I get to draw a free card. Which is actually quite helpful. We also have cards in hand, cost nothing. It's fine, can't do anything with that. So poison lasts the whole battle. Ooh, so maybe going for that poison build in the future isn't a bad idea. Completely evade the next attack. Okay, deep cut. Sepsis, take his strength down. Okay, get a readiness. Combat. Okay, that knocked him out of it. And I could do a composure. Sure, let's just burn it. The problem is, I don't want to add too many... Well, okay, Curse of Lichen, Ethereal, Unplayable. If drawn while in Lichen form, adds a Curse of the Lichen to the discard pile until the end of the game. So, I have to be kind of worried about those. Alright, he is stunned. So I can't... It's not really much of a point to doing stun on him. So I guess I will just wait. Dang, he healed a bunch. Oh, he was supposed to turn into a lichen, but I guess it didn't work? Okay, we get bloody hands. Ward, burn a random status in the draw pile. Alright. And then that burns itself. I think we get some more. It is fine. Oh, right. Didn't I have a character? The last time I played this, I think I also was able to scale my damage based on how many cards I burned. That might actually be a good idea this time around. Okay, let's do Share the Pain. Bloody Hands. And then Sepsis just to take his damage down a little bit. Deep Cut. Lets me go Werewolf. And now he should bleed to death before he actually hits me. There he goes. So get some gold. Deal 10 damage if target is exposed, 10 bleeding. Start of turn, lose 1 HP, draw 1. We want Blood Debt. That's so good. And we also can get Iron Fists. Draw heavy. So they're weapons, though. Vampire Claws. Restore HP when an enemy takes damage from bleeding. Deal 5 damage. The problem is all of these get in my way. I'm going to grab the Poisonous Armor. I don't think I had any other armor on. And we could go for the Pelt. which I'm going to try and take. But yeah, it's not sticking around. I don't know why that's happening. Could be a bug, could be other things. So I could also do a guard outpost, which would have me do another elite fight. But I think I want to mess with my deck. We get 2 campfires here. So let's take a look at what I've got. I think we're going to start by removing a card. I know I have Composure, which I can use to get out of werewolf form, but still not really my jam. What's the upgraded version? Okay, we're going to do training. We're going to upgrade Blood Debt. So lose 2 HP, but draw 2 cards. That's going to be extremely useful for getting into and out of werewolf form. Pretty much every other turn. Kind of. Okay. So what does this guy have? Pig. Upon Boar's death, gains a turn, Fury of 2 cards in a row, and gains strength when losing HP. Ouch. Okay, I think we're just going to wait. Because I don't really want him to gain strength here. He gains more strength, apparently. Ouch. Okay, he's waiting. Do a Will to Live. Combat. Give him some bleed. Another Will to Live. Or turns around for a second attack, gains strength. Deep cut for some more bleed. And do we stun him? I think I will. So the one problem is, my character scales stats. He gets extra strength and strength and spirit the longer he's in werewolf mode. Okay, so there's backstab. Let's do readiness. Share the pain. Brittle bones and then Will to Live. There we go. I think the boar immediately dies. And he gets a turn to get Angie. Okay, gains fury for every fury gain, doubles his damage. Ouch. We have blood debt, but let's leave that for a hot second. He's not currently bleeding. Blood debt. Sepsis. And can't do anything else. So we'll just end turn. This is going to hurt, but he'll at least give himself some poison. And I guess I turned werewolf immediately. Okay. Go pickpocket. Readiness. Oh, he's not bleeding, so I should hit him with a deep cut. Honestly, I think we actually just go for the kill. I have a ludicrous number of cards in my hand. And so he's just donezo. Perfect. Get a lot of gold, and what do we have? This turn, draw a card whenever playing a ferocious card. Ferocious card, 2 damage and 1 extra damage for each ferocious card, or burn, trigger scarring. If scarring is more than 30, fully restore your HP. Yeah, the problem is I'm not going for a ferocious build, so all of this is kind of just not very good. Warrior's Amulet. Gain 5 strength. Gain 5 armor. Draw an extra card, but lose spirit. Gain strength. Elixir of Purification. Remove all negative effects and burn status effects. And we get a bear cape. Or not.
Who was that clown in bearskin? I bet you know.
He's a very famous berserker veteran. His death will weaken the dwarves.
Are those berserkers all so weird?
It's a special warrior caste. Their lifestyle is very different from the usual dwarven ways. They prefer to live on the surface, move around from place to place, spend their lives in battle, and worship the primordial spirits of wild animals.
Did you just describe orcs to me?
They really are similar.
All right, now we're on to the orc region. Okay, so I've been trying to take this route a couple of times, and it always backfires on me, but I'm going to try it again. We want to hit this merchant here, probably. Or no, we want to hit this merchant. Because I want to see what this thing does, and then we want to go there. So, Herb of Oblivion. We're going to pick the herb. So, if you eat it as a lichen, you get warped to the boss, which sucks. If you eat it as a character... Oh, cool. I can remove some cards at the cost of health, which is fine because I have a ton of cards. And... Oh, I have a ton of cards and a ton of health. Apparently, easy mode just gives you, like, twice as much maximum HP, which... I'm going to say actually feels a little overpowered. But it's fine. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of every instinctive attack. And let's get rid of 1 will to live. 2? There we go. That was 90 HP, but it's probably worth it. Okay. So ask about the Oblivion Potion. Yeah, this gets a card, but I think it gets me a ton of cards. Anyway, Oblivion Potion. Okay, ask about Oblivion Potion. Shaman brewed me elixir from the Oblivion herb for free. So we get an Elixir of Oblivion. Remove 3 cards of choice from your deck. They can only be used in camp. Extremely useful. Let's see. They're not useful right now. And I think my deck is actually looking kind of fine. I'd probably get rid of combat. Next, if I get the chance. Okay. So if I go this way, we have a boss. If I go this way, we get an upgrade. If I go this way, we get a different thing. I'm going to go for this one. Okay, shaman named Grum, who's very easily confused with another shaman, Gorbagon. If I understand correctly, Grum really likes his similarity. Deliberately tries to look like Gorbagon. Are you Grum? How did you know? I guessed. Oh, it's the same thing. Got me figured out, but it's not a problem because you won't have time to tell anyone. Okay. So he has friends. Hitting them is going to give me poison, but I do want to kill them kind of quick. At least my damage is extremely good due to that bonus 5 strength. Okay, let's just kill the front guy. Stun all of them. I want to give this guy bleeding, because he's a problem. Share the pain. Take out his worms. I was hoping they'll let me draw another card. Oh, there it is. Oh, but he's warded against status effects. Okay, gains block, can't be removed. Hold up effect. Okay, blood debt. Jab. Readiness. Not really useful here. Because I don't think I can get him to bleed. Alright. So he is going to steal strength and spirit from me, which I do not like. Yeah, skills cannot be played. Strength 5 cards now... Strength 5 cards now cost notches that are replenished. Okay, at the start of turn, steal strength and agility, deals damage and inflicts exposed. So gains helpless effect. When taking damage, HP changes to stun. Okay, so we got to knock this guy out of this. I should probably do backstab. Pickpocket a couple of times. Do a deep cut. And then a sepsis. Okay, that knocks us out. And actually, I could just kill him. There we go. He killed me in one of my attempted runs. Burn, lose 5 strength, double balm. I actually really like that. Inflict 1 blight for 2 bleeding on the target and remove bleeding. Burn for 1 turn, all enemies lose strength per bleeding on enemies. Shock is good, but I'm going to go for rapid healing. Troll's Helmet. Increase max HP by 10, gain 2 balm. Troll Fist, 2 balm, gain balm upon playing 3... Ooh. So this would mean I'd lose my... Huh. I actually really like the Troll's Fists. I'm kind of surprised this isn't a set. I'm going to try and take the Worm Spike without clicking on it. Nope. Still not keeping it. Okay. So I'm going to lose my Robber's Knife. But I have so much money that I don't need it anymore. Okay, so let's go this way. This will give me another item and some more gold. Get Goblin Armor. 5 armor, 3 ward. Might be useful. Currently, I've got the Poison Armor. No, I think the Poison Armor is marginally better. So what does this thing do? Oh. Orc Spirit Idol. The primordial spirits of the orcs help wayfarers in their wanderings, as long as they don't skimp on their offerings. So I can remove all cards. I can delete 2 cards. I don't want to delete anything. Yeah. Because I think we want to get rid of combat. And a will to live. Is that all I've got? Oh, that's all it's good for. Alright, that's fair. Well, let's just do a totally regular fight. They did a really good job with the art on this game. Like the environments, the animations, the backgrounds. It looks real nice. Okay. If not in the form, gain 2 spirit. I'm assuming they mean werewolf form. Anyway, I'm just gonna stun him. I'm gonna just cycle my deck out. I think we're kind of thin deck, which means we are going to be extremely vulnerable to curses and status effects long term. Not much I can do about that. Okay, so I'm gonna do rapid healing. $10 damage, 1 extra damage for each balm. Just punt him into next Tuesday. Alright. Now he's going to give me poison, or no, he's going to give me poison next turn. Okay, so let's do Readiness, Blood Debt. Jab. And give him a little bit of bleed. Or it was supposed to. This means I should probably start adding some more bleed or other cards to my deck. Because, yeah, we just got a Curse of the Lichen, which sucks. Okay. Ton of damage for each balm on the hero. Didn't kill him. Oh. And I didn't math it well enough. We are going to be extremely cursed here. I mean, if I can ever find anything that scales my damage based on how many burnt cards I have, we're going to be in a good spot. Unfortunately, yeah, it sucks. So I'm just going to kill that guy. And do a readiness. Go back to normal. Yeah, unfortunately, dude has too much armor. Yeah, he's gaining strength. It's okay. We heal constantly. Okay, target is not bleeding. That's going to do a ton to him. Let's do... Nope, they're not bleeding yet. Sepsis to take away some strength, and that just kills him. Perfect. And unfortunately, we picked up a lot of curses there, and that's annoying. 4 damage to all enemies. Still too barbed?
Have you ever been to the Crimson Steps?
Yes, with Millenis, when she achieved the truce from the orcs.
By the way, do you happen to know how she managed that?
I was the advisor's favorite bodyguard, because I didn't ask her too many questions. There are noticeably more orcs now than there were back then. They're assembling forces.
They're preparing for another campaign, but this time they'll move not to the south, but in the opposite direction. They'll deploy the troops against elves and dwarves who've become mired in the war for the frontier.
Okay, so let's go shopping this time. As I probably have all sorts of stuff that I can sell that I don't want anymore. So yeah, let's get rid of the horned helmet. Poisonous armor. Oh, we were wearing that. Oops. It's okay. The horned helmet wasn't really that good for me anyway. What else do we have? So, spiked helmet. Increased max health by 15. Armor. Start of the turn, gain barbed. Is very good. Demonic armor. Increased max HP. Start of turn, gain block per exposed on the hero. Crimson steps. Ward and immunity to muddled. Let's see. A poisoned blade. Not very good. Bone claws. Spiked boots. So I could lean kind of hard into the spiked build here. I don't hate it. I do really like the troll fist for just scaling my balm. The main thing is I'm looking at an entire barbed set. Save 1. Yeah, because this doesn't count. Even though it does give me barbed. What was the boots of the Crimson Steps? Yeah, they're okay. Let's remove some cards. Get rid of those curses. What else do we have? Not too much. Let's see. Anything else? Not overwhelmingly. So, kind of a weird left turn on this build. But now my character is extremely spiky. Okay. I could drink the Oblivion Elixir, but I think in this case we don't want it. So burn, lose 2 strength, double balm. Is good. Next 2 curses of the Lycan will give balm instead of blight. Take his bleeding, take away 2 strength. Let's see. So, sepsis is quite good. I think I'm going to go for rapid healing for now. Just because. Okay, and then let's fight this guy. I wasn't going to let slip the chance to deal with the High Goblin Shaman personally. I'm sure the orcs will respect me after this victory. Who knows, maybe one day the Crimson Steppes will become my new home. I may even lead an orc clan. That would be something. Alright, boss fight. I'm in a pretty good spot for this at this point. Obviously, my health isn't doing too hot. However, we have a couple of major bonuses going for me. Gain 2 bleeding and 1 strength. Ooh. Oh. Okay, so we do have some things that I can do. I haven't actually looked at this. Okay, there's blood debt. Target is now bleeding. More barbed and bloody hands. Didn't give me anything. Oh, because he's not. He's got a bunch of ward. Kind of a bad matchup then. Floundering. What does that do? Ooh, for every card played, burn a card in hand. I'm entirely okay with just ending this turn, I think. This is going to hurt, but not too bad, because I heal, and we're going to go Werewolf, which is going to give me some boosts. Okay. Deal damage to all enemies equal to Barbed. What is my Barbed? Currently 28, which is very good. Okay. And then we just kill him. Yep. Barbed and strength stacking is apparently quite good. Start of the turn, get a random Ferocious card from the game. Burn trigger scarring. Gain 5 disarmed. At the start of the turn, gain 5 block and 4 barbed. We're going Hedgehog. Troll Amulet. Gain 5 balm. Amulet of Lightning or Flash Amulet. I think I'm going to go the Troll Amulet. And then I'd like that trophy.
You gained the respect of the orc tribe. Are you really going to lead an orc clan?
No, I was joking. Roaming the vast, dusty steppes is not what I'd like to do for the rest of my days. But who knows if I'll even have a choice.
Don't worry. I'll free you from the curse, and you'll be able to live wherever you want.
It sounds good, but I don't trust you. And if you deceive me, I'll tear you to pieces and leave for the Crimson Steppes. A backup plan, so to speak.
When the steppes were left behind, I felt something akin to regret. I liked it there. Stupid orcs may be aggressive, but they're predictable and understandable. Unlike the two-faced elves, they are honest, and that's what I like about them. Perhaps I'll return there when I've finished with the traitor. Alright.
Can you really cure me? How exactly? I want to know more about it. I'm afraid you're playing me.
As you know, the primordial spirit of the wolf lives in your body. If you actually want to get rid of it, it means it hasn't merged with your own soul yet.
I have sort of a split personality. It's like my inner wolf has a life of its own.
Right, and that's why you can still be divided. I'll help you, but everything will be resolved through your internal struggle.
In other words, you aren't guaranteeing me success. It sounds like another deception to me.
Your success can be guaranteed only by you. I think it sounds pretty honest.
Okay, so how are we doing this? I like taking this as a starting route. Oh, and because we came from this direction, we have access to the right side this time. So if I go down this direction, it's pretty basic. If we go here, we get a shop. I think we do. Because when am I going to start from this side, right? Sometimes. I'm shooting at fire. Okay. So Hedgehog, gain 5 disarmed. Attacks cannot be played. So we're going to have to wait for that one a little bit. Let's do rapid healing. Bloody hands. Can I play Will to Live? I can. And then we'll just do this. Unfortunately, I don't know how long Disarmed stacks for. On the plus side, these guys are just going to wreck themselves. That's a lot of fire. Okay. Yeah, so I can't play any of these. However, the... let's see. So we might actually want to... We might want to add some other moves. Dichotomous card. We can either gain 5 scarring or shapeshift. Gain strength for 1 attack every time you restore HP. Oh, for 1 attack. Move 5 random cards from the draw pile to the discard pile. If at least one of them is cards of the liking, gain 4 strength. You'll lick your wounds. We need to stack some skills here. So, flaming item. Upon during a burning card, gain strength. Ignore damage from burning. Set everything on fire. I'm actually going to grab that. There are reasons why I might want it.
I met my old acquaintances. The ones in ridiculous gilded dresses.
I suspect that your first encounter wasn't particularly pleasant. Did the Fire Brothers chase you?
They almost captured me. And if it hadn't been for Sigismund, they would have fried me up a long time ago.
That explains a lot.
I'm not mad at them at all. You see, they were hunting me because I was hunting people.
I meant your loyalty to Sigismund.
Oh, yes, he saved me. But it doesn't matter now.
Alright, an unknown event. One of the demons decided to kill me by destroying my nervous system. He didn't attack, but tagged along with me and kept repeating monotonously, "Give me this and I'll give you something else in return." It didn't seem to know any other words. Of course, I couldn't endure it for too long. Give the demon what he wants. Added bad luck. Okay. Oh, so I just give him a thing? Kind of rude, but we're about to go to a shop. Okay, so what can we buy from this guy? Really, what can I remove? Okay. So, unfortunately, it doesn't have particularly good things. Yeah, a lot of stuff. When changing forms, draw a jab. A lot of stuff for thieves, but we're not doing thief-related things. I'm going to get rid of bloody hands. It's too inconsistent for me. And we do have the troll amulet. Fortunately, yeah, not much I can do. Unless one of these chest plates is good. Plate armor. Upon taking health damage, gain block and armor. I think that might be very good for what I'm kind of going for. Because I like the poison, but we can't stack it that much. This makes it, hopefully... Ooh. So this is the one that just gives me 5 strength right off the bat. Let's swap them. The plate armor, so armor means like a permanent armor gain at the end of every round. If I can stack that, hopefully we can kind of scale my durability on a per turn basis. Okay, we have Lick Your Wounds, but we want to leave that. Wait, no. That's fine. Gain Scarring. And then just damage him. Can't do too much about it. And this is going to hurt. At least my barbs do a ton of damage, but the burn is going to wreck me. Okay. Can't be discarded. Burn. If it remains... Okay, let's leave that for a second. Rapid healing. And let's do Will to Live and Seared. And then go Hedgehog. Doesn't quite kill. Oh, but the bleeding takes them out. Yeah, anything that lets me clear status effects would also be extremely good. Because, yeah, right now my big issue is, don't really have the ability to burn status effects at all. And I have a lot of real nasty ones. At least my regen's pretty good. Okay, I guess he just dies. Curse Deal, burn, 2 Crystal Lichen, discard, immune for a turn, eh. I don't really like any of these. I mean, attacks and skills by Spirit's value. This is very... Oh, but that's a single talent.
I have to admit, the Fire Brothers' appearance in the Northern Gate was very convenient. Too convenient, even.
Too convenient? What do you mean? It's only thanks to their attack you got your chance.
That's what I'm talking about. As if it was all set up.
The time for your resurrection wasn't chosen by accident, if that's what you mean.
I don't believe you could calculate it so accurately. Too many coincidences and accidents.
Any accident is a pattern that you don't understand.
Okay. Ingvar's court mage directly participated in Sigmund's unholy masses. The two of them communicated with Inkalines together and traded their lost souls. I saw it with my own eyes, so I wasn't surprised to meet the court mage in his current form. In exchange for all my gold, he promised to create a spell that would crush Sigismund. Either he was bluffing, or poor Sigismund actually had no allies. The madman was left all alone. It started by choosing the target for the spell. Why are you helping me? You're supposed to be friends with Sigismund. How come you're going to help me crush him? You won't forget your old friend who helped you. When you take the throne, will you? It would be better for you if I did forget. Oh, let bygones be bygones. By the way, if you bring me the Eye of the Golden Buffalo, I'll make not just 1, but 2 spells that can make crushing Sigismund even easier. Even more crushing, and I won't even charge you a single coin for that. What do you think? What if Sigismund beats me? Then we never met. Give all gold. Not like I'm using it here. Let's have him cast it on me. Bleeding, healing. Okay, what additional effect? Balm. What will the cost? Lose HP. Burn, get a card, get a card. Let's lose some HP. Restore health and inflict 5 balm on the hero upon playing, lose 9 health. I mean, that's amazing.
Clearly, you want to ruin all of Sigismund's plans. But his death won't make peace between the dwarfs and the elves, and it certainly won't stop the orcs.
I'll take care of the rest. Or is there something you'd like to help me with?
No, it's none of my business. I agreed to kill Sigismund because I want to. I don't care about the rest. But what's in it for you?
Because I'm on the side of good. My morals don't allow me to stay by.
Good old Mortis. Stop messing with my head.
Alright. Let's train. What is this one? I mean, that's probably the best. Yeah, it's boost hedgehog. So that means we gain more block and barbed. And boss time. I didn't attack him instantly. I took my time to delight in looking at his facial expression. I must say, Sigismund quickly pulled himself together and scooped his jaw off the floor. The anticipation of revenge was as pleasant as if I'd already killed that bastard, ripped open his belly, tore his insides out, and stuffed his lying mouth with his own rotten guts. I do hope. Mortis, that you... Oh, I do hope, Mortis, that you'll keep your promise and I won't have to do the same thing to you. Boss fight. Yeah, this is actually shorter than I remember. I thought this was a much longer game, but I'm glad that it is not. Okay. So inflict 3 bleeding. Might as well hit him. Now, can't really do too much here, is the tragedy. Now I could double my balm. But I think I will wait. Okay, this is gonna hurt, but not too much. And yeah, he's gonna give me some negatives, but we scale weirdly well. Oh, why does this only heal 5? I have no idea. It's fine. Boosting my balm is good enough. And I guess we'll just hit her. Luckily, we're in a mostly good position here. Okay. Let's do... Burn that, burn Hedgehog. And then Insurgency. And my goal here, for the most part, is to just take it very slow. There's Blood Debt, and a pair of Insurgencies, which kind of sucks, actually. Yeah, I have no way of clearing status effects. So that makes this a little trickier. Here we go, Handmade Magic. Start with that. Then Rapid Healing. That should be pretty good. And I'm still disarmed, so I can't do anything with that for a bit. Yeah, I can't play any of these. Because he devours her. And then he turns into a weird monster man. That was kind of cool, but also ouch. Not really much I can do about this, to be entirely honest. Most I can do is just weather the storm. Luckily, yeah, 48 times 3 is not going to kill me. Alright, and now it is Werewolf Man versus Werewolf Demon. I guess my healing is absurd. I was to say restore 5 health, but it still heals me 39? I don't know. Okay, still can't do sepsis, but we can wait. Hopefully we don't get a Curse of the Lichen, but I can kind of work with it. Here it's not as much of a problem. Okay. And he's bleeding, so we can actually take his strength down now, finally. Do damage based on Barb. Heal up. And if I do that, we shapeshift back down. Main reason why I want to do that was just a little bit of spirit, or, oh, maybe we didn't get any spirit from it. I don't know. It's a good tanky build. It's still probably long-term hose, because there's another fight after this one, if we get it. Okay. Gain scarring. And we will wait. Scourge of the Lichen. Health is looking good going into the fight. Okay. Unburning a card does damage to the Seer. I don't really have too much for that. Hopefully the next boss fight lets me keep all my stuff. Either way, die. No. Not enough damage. Okay. I think I'm going to do readiness. And gain some more scarring. Alright, boss is toast.
So, that's how it all ended. Although I'd gladly bring an end to him a couple more times.
It's possible that you'll have that opportunity.
It's good that you came here yourself. As you can see, Sigismund has already paid his dues. Now, it's your turn. Mortis, I hope you're prepared to keep your word. Or have you chosen death?
The real question is whether you are prepared. Now that Sigismund is dead and I can see the future in which he doesn't exist, we're going to see the consequences of your actions. Look.
The elves won't hold the frontier. It'll be seized before we can intervene. We'll have to use force to put an end to the arrogance of the overreaching dwarves. Thanks to the growth elixir, goblins will be able to assert their right to life and won't let orcs grow too strong. We won't have to deal with this problem.
What? I don't... Some of these things feel like they were related to stuff that I didn't do. Oh well.
When you killed Sigismund, you saved the Fire Brotherhood, and they won't forget it. You will unite the people disgruntled with the rule of the Inquilines with the Fire Army, and together, you'll put an end to the demon domination.
Why do I need to know all of this?
Because it's the key to your healing. It will be difficult for me to help you until you realize for yourself that...
What do I see? Are you going to give the throne to the Lichen? Go ahead. I'm not going to stop you.
He wants to get rid of his curse, and I'll help him.
He wants. This creature no longer belongs to itself. You can't just take him for yourself. The primordial spirits won't forgive such interference.
I'll take my chances. Anyway, I have no other choice.
What about the girl? Vanadis? Why don't you give her a spin? Or do you not have the guts? And as for this one, we'll put him back into the grave where you got him.
Let everyone do as they see fit.
Oh, here we go. We do actually have a fight. A Lycan on the throne. I like that idea, but Mortis's lackey won't get any throne. Start the battle. Alright. Now, I don't know if I can beat her. Okay, completely immune to any damage. She's going to do a thing, he's going to do a thing. So, I think the last time I won this was entirely because she, like, hit with a super nuke. Let's see, cards in hand cost nothing. Oh, that's fine. I'll leave that for later. I should probably have swapped out some potions, but eh. Yeah, and unfortunately can't do any damage to her. Yeah, the last time...
It's been a long time, Bjorn, but our meeting won't be long.
Okay, choose quickly. Don't be slow. So there's Hedgehog, which we probably want. Gain some scarring. Take their damage. Oh, they're not bleeding, so I can't do anything with it. Do we do Hedgehog? I barely attacked to begin with, so sure, why not? Because they're going to hit me, but that's legitimately worse for them than it is for me. Though they gain strength. Okay. I'm just going to do rapid healing now, because this is going to get extremely hairy really fast. Because they are actually going to start hurting me. At least I heal 30 with every round. And we get armor for every round, and we've got spikes galore. Problem is they scale in damage. In scarring. Can't do anything else, they're all attacks. And it doesn't matter too much if I get cursed here. This is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt bad. This we've got handmade magic to get me somewhat back up to full. Can't do anything else. We're disarmed for 2 more turns, but that's okay. I think we are hosed. Oh, I'm a fresh fool. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to survive this one, unfortunately. Or maybe I do? Okay, still bleeding. Has a ton of strength and 1,000 HP, which is rough. And I'm toast. Yeah. So, do I get to play the other character at least? I think you can defeat Millenis without dispelling your illusions, but it's very difficult. Theoretically, yes. You're going to look for an easier way. Or do you not like cutting corners? Making the illusion dispelling potion. Yeah. Oh, I could have actually just restarted that fight. Oh, well. I wasn't thinking. I'd forgotten about that potion. Can I change characters, though? Or do I have to beat Millenis? Okay, cool. So we can play as Venatus this time around. Let's at least see her cutscene. Just because. But yeah, if I gotten rid of Hedgehog, I might have been able to do damage. Would have been tough. The main thing is I didn't scale that well, and they scaled way better than I did. Didn't knock just fingers. Interesting. I like this diamond pupils. That's cool.
Mortis, I've never been happier to see anyone in my life than I am to see you now.
Were you afraid that I wouldn't keep my promise?
No, not at all. Quick, give me the cup. I'm parched. It was terrible. Drinking the poison and then feeling the life running out of my body.
But now you're not afraid of death. You did everything right and brought your dream closer.
So, everything is going the way you planned?
As much as it's possible. I'll never understand everything that Millenis is plotting, but you couldn't fully figure out my plans either. That's what matters.
Millenis, only you can outwit that snake. Will you help me get rid of her?
Don't forget that much depends on you, too.
Yes. I'll do whatever it takes.
Otherwise, you will share Ingvar's fate.
All right, don't threaten me.
Never even thought to. Well, if you're ready, then the stage is yours. The journey is long and dangerous, and I've warned you.
But in the end, the Northern Gate's throne is waiting for me. So afraid that I'd be buried separately from Ingvar and that you wouldn't find my grave. Your plan was too risky. But it worked out in the best way possible. The elves put me next to him.
Certainly, because you were part of his retinue. No one except Ingvar knew who you really were.
He fooled both the dwarves and the elves. He thought he'd outsmarted everyone, but got stabbed in the back himself.
You knew how it would end, and you could have prevented it, but you didn't do so.
I chose to trust you, and I wasn't wrong.
Alright, so let's see what her starting kit is. So she's an archer, piercing damage, other side. Increases piercing damage for each pierce. Huh. Oh, I see, other side, so it flips the card, probably for the next use. That's an interesting way of handling it. Gain connection, enhances cards with connection. Pet gains 4 block. Oh, so she's also standard Beastmaster. Deal 5 damage if there's breach on the target, inflict 5 bleeding. Alright, cool. An interesting character, interesting game. I like it. Once again, very much standard, fairly standard traditional roguelike deck builder, not too far from Slay the Spire, but I think the gear and equipment system elevates it pretty hard, and I love the fact that the map is actually static, and that you kind of choose the path that you want for the build that you're going for on a run. And it gives it kind of a choose-your-own-adventure flair. I'm also really curious about what challenges is. This might be the more randomized version. Elevation tree. Choose your hero. So if I just pick Venatus. Yeah, so is this the non-story mode, just play the game? Yeah. So this is the much more traditional Slay the Spire style roguelike deck builder. No story, and you don't know what the events are going to be, but once you've cleared them in the story mode, you can tell kind of their outcomes. That is so nice. Kind of best of both worlds, and so yeah, very much has that aspect of like, oh yeah, play the story mode, get the endings you want, see the true ending, beat the bosses, so on and so forth, and then, you know, just play the game full random. I like that. Anyway, might as well mention that Knock on the Coffin Lid is available on Steam. It's been out for a while. In 1.0, I think it came out, actually don't know when it was, August. So last August, it's been out for a little while. It's 25 bucks, which is a little steep, but once again, full story content, gorgeous artwork, tons of interesting build options due to the gear and equipment system and different characters and how gear and equipment interplays with them as well. And then, of course, you can also pick up the DLC for, I guess it's 11 bucks currently, with a 10% off sale. I was kind of hoping they'd have the full game on sale as well for the launch, but is what it is. But if you want to pick up a roguelike deck builder that is very similar to ones you've played in the past, presumably, but with a very high production value, and yeah, like I said, ton of options, and a story, and like a interesting one at that, kind of time loopish of figuring out the different outcomes, figuring out how to, well, I guess beat the final boss. That's neat. It gives it kind of an investigative flair and gives you more of a reason to play and replay it a couple of times until you've truly figured out. Or you just get lucky and beat it on the first run. It does happen. I've done it, confusingly. But I can't imagine most people are going to be able to pull that off. Anyway, I guess with all of that said, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.